Hi, good morning, everyone. Okay, I'm going to look at the comment section. Hi. I'm going to call everyone by the names I can see here. Tutor Edu 21st Century. Hi. Deborah Meriga, good morning. Edu So, good morning. Yvonne, good morning. Happy New Year. It's so great to have everyone here today. I'm really excited. And before I start, I will say thank you, Mrs. Kosi, for this platform. It's really amazing. Thank you very much. So without further ado, I would like to give a little briefing about the Educators Roadmap. It was, everything is basically Mrs. Kosi's idea. You know, she's a very passionate person about educators. And then when we talk about a map, we say a map is like a picture which shows you the direction of where you're meant to go to. So it basically helps you get to where you're meant to be. So the educator's roadmap is a pathway for teachers, not just beginners as teachers, for everyone. Now, it doesn't mean that no matter how long we have taught, it doesn't really mean anything if you have not gotten to the peak of your career, if you're not satisfied with what you're doing. It's not about the number of years, but the things that you have done to get to that level you want to get to and be satisfied. And one thing I've learned from Mrs. Kosi, sorry, we're going to hear about Mrs. Kosi a lot because she's an amazing person. I've learned a lot from her, so I'll keep referring back to her. She is all about teachers enjoying their life. And I find that amazing because a lot of people have this mentality that teachers are meant to suffer and teachers are meant to just be the way they are. For Mrs. Kosi, it's totally different. And I have been privileged to learn that from her. And also, Educators Roadmap was also an idea from her to help teachers get to the peak of their careers. There are a lot of teachers that have taught for a lot of years, but still do not actually know what they want to do. Now, we have different sections in education, but believe me, there are a lot of teachers that have no idea on what they want to do. I just want to go to the class, teach, and then we end up seeing the teachers not being satisfied at all. A lot of teachers come back exhausted, brain drained, tired. Now, if, for example, I know what I want to do, I wake up every morning, I have a plan, it makes my job easy. I'm mentally ready, I'm emotionally ready, financially too. Even though I do not have the cash or the money or the capital to start, I have my money already, so I know what I need to do. So the educators roadmap is all about equipping teachers with different skills. It also helps you pick a niche. Where do I want to grow in? Where do I want to get to the peak of my career? Where do I want to stop? What do I want to achieve? How much satisfaction do I want to get from this job? Because teaching is an amazing job. Yes, it's tasking, but if you're able to accomplish something, believe me, there's this beautiful sense of satisfaction that you get and you'll be happy with yourselves. So that is why we have the educators conference today to help teachers. Now we have beautiful panelists, we have beautiful facilitators today. You're going to enjoy yourselves. And before I introduce Mrs. Kosi, I would like us to, I hope that we all have our jotters, our pens, and those of us that have been attending some trainings that Mrs. Kosi has set up. I have learned something like digital note taking. Yeah, I'm going to brag about it. Now I don't take notes with my pen anymore. I either use Google Keep or Telegraph and all. So yeah, I'm going to brag. So Mrs. Kosi, you're doing an amazing job. And I would like to call on Mrs. Kosi. We're going to have her next. Mrs. Kosi, I hope you're ready for us.
Yes, hello, Tokwase. Good morning,
And
everybody. Good
she's
morning,
looking
good morning.
very pretty this morning. I told her before we
Good
started.
morning, good morning. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you for everything. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mrs.
Um,
Kosi.
yes, I'm glad you've learned so much. I'm happy to have everybody here. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Chide. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, everybody who's watching. Thank you, Tokwase, for the brief explanation of what the Educators Roadmap is all about. Thank you so much. Okay, so I will take Deborah is here, Yvonne, everybody here. Okay, thank you. So we have a good crowd. So it's the opening session of the Educators Roadmap, and I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so excited that we're doing this right now. If there's anything I have learned in the course of if at any time you can't hear me, please just let me know. So if there's anything I've learned in good morning in the course of my life is not waiting for perfect. So for me, if anybody who knew me like way back knows that it's like I wait for I used to want everything to be so perfect. I wanted things to be timed, exact, you get it right, you have the best hello Cecilia, you have the best what's the word, cameras and everything before you start doing anything. I've learned how not to wait. And so today we're having the very first YouTube live conference that has a lot of guest speakers and different people. Thank you, Choma. Thank you. I'm glad you can hear me. So we're having everything and we are just doing it anyhow. So I'm supposed to talk to you this morning on the theme of the conference, which is fully teaching, fully living, fully teaching, fully living, fully everything. Oh God, I'm like Tokwasi said, I'm an extremely passionate person. So when I'm excited about something, my heart practically feels pumped up and full with everything. So this vision, this plan for this conference, I actually got it mid-year of 2022. So when I was reviewing my goals halfway through 2022, I got the instruction for this conference. I got the breakdown, got everything, all the details. And then somewhere along the line, as we were planning, I was thinking of changing the theme to use something different. I was thinking, oh, maybe people will not really understand it. Maybe I need to. But instead I asked somebody, what do you think when you hear fully teaching? What do you think? And I'm going to ask you the same question. You're in the comments. I can see you. What do you think of when you hear fully teaching, fully living? Just think about that theme. What do you think about it? I was thinking, should we use one very high sounding 21st century educator transforming the world, blah, 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 one very thick theme? I was like, God, this one fully teaching, fully living. It doesn't sound deep enough. So I don't know. I want to hear you in the next 1 minute. This is the next 1 minute. Let me just see what you have to say. What do you think this means? What do you think fully living, fully teaching, or fully teaching, fully living? What do you think it means? What comes to your mind? So I'm giving us a minute to hear your opinions. Just type it in the comments and I'll read it. Type it in the comments and I'll read it. Type in the comments and I'll read. Okay. So, as I said, I was asking somebody and she said that for her, the meaning was clear. I'm still waiting for a full-time teacher that is happy and fulfilled, okay? That's what Yvonne says. She says full-time teacher that is happy and fulfilled, okay? Okay, who else? Any other person? Yes, I agree with you. Yvonne. Yvonne says full-time teacher that is happy and fulfilled. Any other person? Any other person? Let's see, can we get one more? We have about 8 people watching. Any other person? So somebody that is enjoying the job, that is not just here suffering through it and feeling like, oh, I don't have any other choice. If anything better comes along, I will take it. So we want people whose mindsets are already oriented to make a difference. Like, this is it. I'm going all out for it. I'm doing it well. I'm doing it perfectly. Okay. Somebody says, this is Deborah. She says, to me, it's giving your best and doing well as a teacher while fully participating in other aspects of your life outside teaching. I like that. So it's not just, oh, I go to work, I come back, I'm such a tired teacher. You don't have any other thing outside this teaching. Excellent. I love that. Okay, Chioma says teaching with all your passion and also living your life to the fullest. Great. Okay, amazing thoughts. So I wanted to tackle your mindset, your posture, your expectations, okay, in this conference. So we're going into a new year. We're going into a new term. It's the same session, but what is your mindset as you're going back to school? How are you thinking? What are you feeling? How are you approaching what you are doing? How are you looking at your work? Are you looking at it like, oh God, I have to go back to work? Oh my God, yes, we all enjoyed the holiday. I didn't want the holiday to end. I understand that. But as much as possible, are you enjoying what you're doing? It is teaching with all the passion, giving your best to the pupils and not allowing it affect the baby girl lifestyle. I understand baby girls and baby boys. If the boys allow the men allow themselves to be called baby boys. But yes, I fully agree with you. Well done. Okay. Okay, Tutor Edu says it means a teacher that is passionate about their job and maximizes her social life. Well, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to run along so that I'm able to give you everything I have prepared for you today, and we don't miss any part because very soon we're going to have our guest speakers coming up. So now another thing we need to know is that during the planning of this, I was looking at it like, okay, festivities, celebrations, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? But you know, the thing is, during this period is a time that people sit back to reflect on. So this is the purpose of the Educator's Roadmap, because people use this period to, oh, how did I leave my year? How did I go through my year? What did I do throughout the year? So they sit back and then they plan for another year. But the thing about this planning at the end, the thing about planning at the end is it's almost like you go through the whole year. You go through the whole year just almost unconsciously. Let me use that word. It's almost as if you're unconscious of what's going on. You're not deliberate about every action, every thought. You're not taking the time to think them through. So you're just going through the year, and then you arrive at the end of the year and you're thinking, oh my God, you open all the plans that you had made at the beginning of the year, and you're looking at them and you're like, wow, so I wrote this. So I said I was going to do this. So I said I was going to do this. Oh my God, I didn't even touch. And then you're shocked. So you find that when a teacher is not conscious, or when anybody at all is not conscious of what they should be doing per time, when you're not mindful, like, oh, I have a goal, I have a plan, I'm intentional about it, I'm giving attention to it, I'm spending time in the course of the year. Is it weekly? Is it monthly? I'm reviewing. I have an accountability partner. I have a coach. I have trainings. I have sessions. Is it meeting my goal is another thing. Because the truth is, it's not just about setting out going for all the trainings that maybe come up, like your school designs or any other thing. It's not just about that. It's about, okay, the plan for me is that I want to be, I put out a post about certifications that you should look out for. So for instance, if you say, I want to have a master's degree by the end of this year. Now, am I going to spend all my time, May, June, July, all through the months, just attending random trainings? It's okay to attend all those trainings, but if the goal is to have a master's degree by December 2023, then that means that I should have enrolled in maybe National Open University somewhere. I should have enrolled online, or I'm leaving the country, but there is a definite plan getting you to the goal. So you're not leaving the entire year unconscious, and then you get to December and you're saying, oh my God, I didn't achieve any of the things that I had put down. So that's what the Educator's Roadmap is here for. Like Tokwasi explained, a roadmap, when you get a map or something and you're looking, let's say you're in a country where you don't know, what a roadmap does is that it shows you points, it shows you places, it shows you where you are, it shows you how you can get to where you want to go, it shows you different stops. It shows you where are the stops. Okay, where can I see a filling station to refuel my tank? So if we're going to take that in the context of this, you're saying, where are the points where I need to stop to review my goals? Where are the points where I need to stop to maybe eat, to recharge, to refresh? I need a break. I'm tired. I need to refresh. What is my goal again? Where do I need to remind myself of my goal? So like I said, unfortunately, you just have about 3 weeks during the holiday and people are reviewing and they're realizing that, oh, that I didn't even achieve any of those things. So you find yourself at the end of the year, you're looking back and you're wondering. Now, but a roadmap gives you a clear-cut pathway to achieving these things. Now, so Like I said, we come in. How do you sustain that momentum? At the beginning of the year, all of us are excited. We're pumped. I have set goals. I have started setting my goals already because I did a reflection. I went through my year. How did I grow? How did I do this and that? I have set my goal. I know what I'm doing first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and all of that. Now, the roadmap is I'm excited now. I'm pumped. It's a new year, 2023. All the ideas are flowing. Oh, I want this. I want that. I want that. Now there's momentum. You are excited. You're motivated. There's that passion and everything. But naturally, as things happen, by the time, for instance, you're here, you want to pay rent, you want to pay children's school fees, you want to do something in the course of the year, and you're getting overwhelmed. The first thing that happens is that you begin to forget that you even had a plan. You begin to stray from the course, you begin to stray from the pathway. Now, this is where the educator's roadmap comes in. Like I said, there's going to be, for those of you especially that will continue after this conference into the vision board party, there's the accountability groups, there's the there's going to be quarterly reviews, there's the mid-year review, and then at the end of the year, another review to see where you have been, what you did, and how you achieved all those things. So how do you sustain the initial momentum? How do you sustain the motivation, the excitement long enough to help you achieve every single goal? You need to carry through. Motivation tends to last for a very short time. But the truth is that if you put measures in place, if you put measures in place to help you remember, to help you stay the course, then it is most likely that you will achieve that goal. So I asked a question, when you hear the word fully, and you all gave me something about what you think fully teaching, fully living means. Now, some word synonyms for fully is completely, entirely, to the fullest extent, wholly, totally, thoroughly, utterly, perfectly, extensively. So if you're thinking about this from beginning to end, and then another opposite for it is partially. You know the way some people walk into school and they're like, this is not teaching. You're tired. You're exhausted. So that's not what we are coming for. We're coming for people that want to teach with their whole heart. I can't, oh dear. You see, let me tell you something about when you teach passionately. Teaching passionately unlocks ideas in your head. It unlocks your creativity for teaching. It unlocks your creativity for teaching. Now, when your mind is not in something, you don't have ideas on how to execute it. You're just doing what you have been told to do. That's where the problem with that is. If they tell you teach A plus A is equal to, okay, so if we're doing math, you know that A plus A is 2A, I believe. Chema, help me. Chema, I believe A plus A should give you 2A. If it's A times A, it should be A squared. Now, but if you open I'm going to just give an example because these are some of the challenges we face as educators with the education system in Nigeria today. You might open a textbook and it will tell you that A plus A is equal to B, for instance. And then when you do that, because you are not even into what you are doing, it's possible for you to say, is that not what the textbook says? That's what the textbook says, A plus A is equal to B. So you don't even know, am I teaching the wrong thing? Am I giving children the right thing? What am I telling my children? What I'm teaching them, is it right? When you are passionate, when I was in the classroom, I challenged textbooks, workbooks, all of that. So we want to use this platform to raise educators that make a difference, that are conscious of this thing is wrong, that go the extra mile to research and to give children solid quality education. So teachers that are deeply passionate people is a work of the heart. It is not a work of, it's not done casually. Listen, as a teacher, you are called to birth the next generation. What do I mean? Their parents have given birth to them physically. They have been given birth to, and they are raising them in their homes. They're giving them food, they're giving them clothing, they're giving them all of that. But you as the teacher, you are molding. You are preparing. That child is able to talk to you. I want to do this in the future. I want to change this. I want to do that. You know, there's a revelation I had once, and the Holy Spirit said something to me. I'm a Christian, so please permit me to refer to that. He said the teachers are the second line of defense. And so when I started asking, what do you mean by second line of defense? He said the home, the family is the first line. They protect the children. They teach the children character. They teach the children morals. But when the child gets outside of the home and they begin to mix with the world and all of that, who is there to checkmate when the child is outside the home, when the parents are not there? It's the teacher. It's the teacher that comes in and says, ma'am, I've noticed something about this child. And the parent is there denying, oh, my child can never, it's not possible. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. But you are saying, no, man, I'm saying this. And in a case where the parent continues to deny and you cannot defend, if you don't have your backup, if you don't have your record straight, you are the one who has to step in and save that child. So you're not just going to teach like it's okay, just give them the information and then leave the place. Now, I said the root word of that fully is full. Full, and that is also the root word for fulfillment. As a teacher, you should be able to find fulfillment in this profession. You should be able to be full and feel when you come to work happy. It doesn't mean that every day will be happy. Let's be honest. There is no career where, even if they love what they're doing, that every part of it is sweet. Don't get it twisted. Every career has its challenges. Teaching as a profession has its challenges. Everything has its own issues. So the days that we have challenges, we face them like, oh, we will get through this. That's why I said your mindset, your posture, your attitude towards addressing the issues that you're facing. That is why this conference is here. You're going to hear about stress. How do I manage it? You're going to hear about how to be intentional. You're going to hear about how to make money so you're not frustrated. So you don't bring your frustration into the classroom and frustrate other children. So how are you going to make the most of every opportunity that you get as a teacher? How would you as a teacher find complete and utter satisfaction on this path? How are you going to find satisfaction here? How are you going to be self-aware? How are you going to become the best you? You know, Dr. Vivian is coming, and Dr. Vivian is one of the calmest person I have ever met in my life. Very self-conscious, very aware of her emotions. As teachers, sometimes it's easy, even as a parent, as whatever it is, girlfriend, husband, wife, you lose it sometimes and you just want to, because you're coming back from work and children have been shouting in your ears and all you want is peace and quiet, and you enter your own house and your husband just comes up with pounded yam and egusi soup. And all you pounding yam on top of the headache, I can't deal. So how are you going to self-mastery? Do you need to communicate clearly that, oh, please, can you give me a few minutes? I need to calm down. It's not easy. I'm getting there. I'm working through it. That is why we have this conference. And that is why I'm not the one speaking on that. So, but how do you live to the fullest? The thing is, if one part of you is suffering, if one part of your life is suffering, then just because of this, the teaching becomes a burden. It can make you feel like the problem is with the career. It can make you feel like the problem is with your job because you have something. If you don't have enough money, you just suddenly feel like, oh, teachers are not well paid. But we have people, for instance, we have a David Obiano, the smooth teacher. We check for him on Instagram. People who are balling in this education. We have people who are making waves, finding a way. See, let me tell you something. The key to making waves in education is solving problems. And let me tell you the truth. Education in Nigeria, there's a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems. So if you can find a place and fit yourself in, it doesn't mean that you quit your day job. I'm here doing this today. I have a regular 9 to 5 that as soon as I drop off from here, tomorrow I hit the ground running with that one. So, but how do you program yourself? See, dear teacher, you need to make up your mind at the core of you that I want this thing. That's another thing. Because some people say, oh, I want to be rich. I want to be this. I want to be that. I know I really want to see. When you are talking like that, you don't really want it yet. You need to want it, that you dream about it. I want it so bad. If you've ever watched Akila and the Bee, you remember her coach was telling her, do you want to win? She said, yes, I want to win. Now said, you don't sound like you want to win. And she then said, if you want to win, do you want it so bad? And then she shouted, I want to win the spelling bee. So sometimes you need to be that, permit me to use the word desperate for you to be deliberate and intentional. Now, it becomes a burden if other parts of your life are suffering. If it becomes something you want to leave, it will have its challenges, but definitely you will want to, if you are fulfilled in other parts of your life, then this part of you will also be, you'll be able to give your best to your teaching. So we want to teach you how to have a strong enough grip on yourself, your emotions, your routines, your habits, your money, to be grounded enough to transmit the same excellence to others and to your children. So fully teaching, let's talk a little bit about fully teaching. I want you to think throughout this conference, is teaching really for you? Tell yourself the truth. Is teaching really, have you have surveyed, you have checked, are you still sampling the career? Are you still sampling the job? Are you still thinking and meditating? Maybe, I don't know, I'm just trying. I applied for bank job. I applied to oil company. You know, in Nigeria, it's oil that is working. In fact, I'm getting ready to leave the country to become a nurse. They paid them how many thousands of pounds and dollars. See, listen, we will all leave this country, but you know something? You can be a millionaire and a billionaire anywhere. Trust me. You just need to know what to do. You need to know how to apply it. You need to know what to do. You need to be money savvy. You need to be tech savvy. You need to know how to invest. You need to know how to invest. If there's anything I have learned recently, it is investment. It may start small. There's an investment I made somewhere at the beginning of last year. They paid the first dividend at last month that it was very small, but I was like, wow, so it's working, it's working, it's working. You just need to know what to do with your money. You need to know where to put it. You need to be well planned, well organized, and all of that. Is this really it for you? If it is, 3 things to note. This is probably where you need to write. If you're fully teaching, these are the 3 things that you would observe. If this is where your path is. If it is, then mediocrity and substandard anything should be out of the window. Do not accept anything less than the best in your classroom. Like I told you, when I was teaching, I don't know if I have any of my colleagues that worked with me here. I remember them will open a textbook, a social studies textbook or a civic or any of these Nigerian textbooks. And they'll be saying, oh, this is this and this is that. And my colleagues may want to just put it on the lesson plan or put it on the program and just teach it like that. And I'll say it's not correct. You can't put it there just because the textbook says so. You can't. Listen, you are an educator. You are a teacher. You are a teacher. You are, oh God, I wish you knew what that meant. You can't accept something just because somebody said it. You are supposed to question. If there's anything that is not constant, even science, today they'll tell you cholesterol is bad. Tomorrow they'll tell you it is good. So it is constant research. You are constantly making yourself better. Your cancer, you see something, you challenge it. You check it on it. This doesn't make sense. You speak up. Sometimes another thing about us as educators is that sometimes we feel like somebody is we feel a bit threatened, not realizing that we're supposed to be collaborating with other colleagues. We're supposed to be collaborating with people. We're supposed to be rubbing minds and finding out what is better now. Oh, I have a friend who is outside the country. What is the latest? What is global best practices today? What is obtainable today? What should I be doing today? You want to do the same old thing the same way every time. It doesn't work. Mediocrity should be out the window. How am I making myself better today? How is 2023 going to be better? When I enter my classroom, what is the best way to teach this? If it's differentiation now, how do we differentiate? How do we do this? How is the best way to teach math? I hear there are new developments in teaching math now. We had a training recently where I work. What is the latest? Are you reading? Are you studying? Do you know what is obtainable? So mediocrity should be out of the way. So that means that if mediocrity is out of the way, professional development should be priority for the educator that wants to go far. Be deliberate, be intentional, plan your professional development. Plan it. These are the areas I'm struggling in. I'm going to do training here. I'm looking for training. I have already picked out 3 for this year. Some of them are going to cost me something, but pick it out and get it done. Okay, so if this is it, number 2, like I said, the first one is mediocrity, substandard, anything should be out of the window. If you are fully teaching, how you know that this is fully it for you, number 2, yes, I already said that personal and professional development should be second nature. Because you don't want substandard, you don't want to do mediocre, you don't want to do anything below par, then that means you are attending trainings, and you are not only attending trainings, you are applying and using the trainings. You come into your classroom. I've heard from some people that are enrolled in the Whole Teacher Learn Hub saying, oh, I already have ideas for what I'm going to do in my class. That's the way to go. I already know that this needs to change, this needs to move. That's the way to go. You're trying it out. You're trying it out. You're trying it out. If it doesn't work, you make changes, but you are developing yourself. That is how you know that you're fully teaching. Anybody, trust me, anybody who as a teacher is not keen on going for a lot of trainings, doesn't really care if that person is either the person is about to leave the profession or the person is really not interested. The person is just here, please let me have a salary to be able to meet my needs at the end of the month. That's probably why the person is here. The third thing is, if you are fully teaching, you should have a pain point in the education sector. You won't have a nonchalant attitude. You have a pain point. What do I mean by a pain point? You have an aspect of education that is a problem that hurts you whenever you hear it, that you want to solve. For instance, for me, it's teacher education, it's teacher qualifications, it's teacher expertise, it's teacher professionalism. I'm passionate about teachers being professionals. I want teachers to look the part, to talk the part, to walk the part. I want to see, if I see a teacher talking to a parent, you see the confidence oozing. The parent doesn't have that leeway to start insulting all these teachers that like to beg up and down. When they see you, they talk to you as if you have the solution to their problem. My child is giving me issues, and they hear you speak. They know that, oh, yes, please, you know what you're saying. I'm listening. That is what drives me. I want to see teachers who are intentional, passionate, driven, knowledgeable, confident, centered. Teachers who are happy and who are executing their jobs to the best of their ability. So that's 3 points for fully teaching. Now, 3 points for fully living. Are you fully living? You know you are fully living when you are, 1, enjoying what you are doing. It is something you can't wait to get away. You can't get away to go do. You don't want to, you enjoy it so much. There's some classrooms that you're teaching or some lessons you're teaching. You're so excited. You don't want it to end. I told somebody that we may sit in a group, then we'll finish planning a lesson. But once I stand in front of the class and start teaching, things start, as in the entire lesson can change because I have so many other ideas for activities. You don't want it to end. You are having fun. You love what you are doing. That's how you know you're fully living. You don't mix this up with the times in your life when you need to take a break or you need an acceleration. Essentially, do you come alive when you are in this space? When you are teaching, when you're in the classroom, is there something in you that wants to explode? Because that's how I feel. So I'm going to just use that to explain. Do you want to explode and burst with excitement when you see your children? Are you happy to see them? Now, number 2, apart from enjoying what you are doing, do you have fulfillment? Do you have satisfaction? Is there a flow unlocked from within that just goes on? Are you truly and fully living? Are you truly and fully living? Somebody says, as a teacher, you have to be money savvy. Yes, you have to be money savvy because to a large extent, that also helps you enjoy your job because you don't look like your problems. If you look like your problems and then parents are even talking you down, looking at you like, oh, Jesus Christ, why is this person teaching my child? Then you're miserable. You're miserable. You can't even execute what you're there for. So fulfillment comes from fully living. Fulfillment, a flow unlocked from within. Are you truly and fully living? Now, number 3, is there a reach from this to every other part of your life? Is there something that reaches from within you to every other part of your life. If this is a life source, it should be able to feed every other desire. Every other desire. Please pay attention now. I'm going to highlight something to you. Is there a reach from this to every part of your life? Does it touch every part of your life? Is it a life source? It should be able to feed every other desire, meeting every need. Is it meeting all your needs? I said I was going to share something with you. We may have heard of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm going to share it briefly on the screen. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We know the levels of the hierarchy of the needs. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Okay, so just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me open it. I will share it with you. So I want to believe you can see my screen. I'm sharing Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I'm using this to look at every need. It's a hierarchy of needs. Every need in your life as an educator, as a teacher. I'm using this to look at it. Because the truth is, we go from the lowest rung to the highest rung of needs. And if all these needs are not met, in this thing that you're doing, if they are not all met, the truth is you would want to leave. You will not be satisfied. You go from the lowest rung, but you shouldn't stay there. Now, as a teacher, are your physiological needs met? Air, water, food, do you have enough money for shelter, for a roof over your head, sleeping, clothing, all of that? So if all of that is met in this profession, are your safety needs met? Do you feel secure at your job, at your place of work? Employment, is your place of work, is it toxic? Are you okay with where you work? Do you have resources? Are you healthy? Because another thing as teachers, like I said, we're going to be dealing with stress. As a teacher, if you feel stressed and pressure, headaches, uncomfortable, then maybe you need to take a break or find another niche in this job that you can feel. Are you able to acquire property, which is where your money comes in? Are you making enough money to tackle physiological needs, to tackle safety needs? Remember, I said it touches every part of your life. You move to the next rung. You have love and belonging. Do you have friends in this profession? Is your family suffering, or are you able to make time for family? Do you have a sense of connection where you work? Do you feel like you belong? If you feel that, then you see, you begin to settle in like, oh, my needs are met. That's usually the first thing. That's why you see early when teachers maybe just start on the complaint, oh, it's not paying me well. I can't do this. I can't pay my rent. I can't do this one. I can't do that one. But you see, for some teachers, it then goes beyond salary. Oh, I love the people I work with. Oh, my parents are amazing. My children are awesome. It feels like family. This whole school, all of us feel like a family when we're hanging out. Your best friends, you work with them. Then it moves to esteem. Moves to respect, self-esteem. Have you found your place in this profession enough that you're a go-to person? You have people that respect you, people that look up to you, people that value your opinion in the profession, status, recognition, strength, freedom. Have you attained some level of freedom of choice? Maybe where you work, you say things and people take your word for it. Do you understand? So you're able to make certain decisions. I'm going up in my career. I'm free to do this. I'm free to have a side hustle. So esteem. And then the last level, which is where you are aiming to get to, is self-actualization, the desire to become the most that you can be. Now, and I want to tell you something. The thing that you need to note is that the first four rungs, which is physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, and esteem, you can meet them in any career. Any career can give you money to take care of your safety and your physiological needs. Love and belonging. If you're a good people person, you can make friends anywhere. You will love the people you work with. You even can earn their respect because you're good at your job. But you see self-actualization, becoming all you can be. That fulfillment, that satisfaction that I'm out there, I'm reaching out, I'm fulfilling my purpose, I'm helping others, I'm helping my community, I'm helping my society, I'm helping my environment. When you see that one, you see that it is difficult, extremely difficult to be able to meet that need, to meet your self-actualization needs at doing the wrong job when you are in the wrong place. It may not be met in any career line, but the last and highest wrong is tied to keying into your unique design, into your unique purpose, into your calling in order to experience the release of your highest self and your ability. That is the purpose of the TER conference. So we're here to help you work through getting to your highest self, getting to the best self. If this is what you truly want to do, then you should be able to release that thing, that gift, that unique calling that was deposited in you by God from the very beginning. This should give you the platform to do so. This should give you the platform to explore your best self. I want to hear from you in the comments section before we wrap up this session. It's 10:45 already, and I'll bring back our moderator. I want to hear from you. What is your takeaway from this session? It brings us to the morning session, to the end of the morning session. For the next 5 minutes, we'll be ending soon. What is your takeaway from this session? What is your takeaway from this session? Like I said, the TER conference is here to position you, align you to connect with your best self, to bring out all your talent. Show yourself. Show yourself. Show yourself. Some people say, oh, I don't want to show myself, I'm quiet. God does not get any glory when you don't show yourself. Show yourself. What is everything that is in you? Get into self-actualization. What is your best self? This is the place to showcase everything. If we're all let me tell you the truth, if we're all celebrated educators, education in Nigeria will take a leap. It will take a leap for the best, for the highest. It's okay if you want to jabba. It's okay if you want to leave. It's okay if you want to travel. But you see education in Nigeria, for those that are here, we must be intentional about getting it to be the best. The truth is, there's a video I shared on my Instagram handle once. I'm waiting to hear from you. Please type in the comment section your takeaway from this session. We're ending in the next 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm bringing up our moderator. So, Mr. Kwase, you're back. You can unmute yourself. So what did you take away? Okay, Margaret says, I can be all I want as a teacher. Bam. Yeah. That is the word. Bam. Bamest. Bam to the bamest. I can be all I want to be as a teacher. Everything, total, complete. Don't look down on this profession, people. I just want to ignite your hearts with a fire. So, Kwasi, you're just laughing. Don't be laughing.
I want to ignite. I can feel you. I literally can feel your energy from here.
Oh my God. I want to ignite you. I want you. Show yourself. Sefe says, show yourself. Show yourself. Flaunt it. Dress well. Look good. Wear makeup. Teach like an actress. Dance in front of your class. Come on, have fun. I need an accountability group. Okay, definitely join the vision board party. In the vision board party, especially if you're in Abuja, it will be live, but you can join virtually. You can join virtually, and we will still create accountability groups. And we're going to be having what's that thing I called it? We're going to have quarterly retreat feedback session, but in the group, we have the daily and the weekly checks and all of that. My takeaway, Emilia says that her takeaway is the hierarchy of needs. I really wasn't considering most of these needs. Thank you for reminding us of these things. You're welcome, Emilia.
Yeah, myself too, Mrs. Kosi. I did not know that I could put my needs in hierarchy. Now I understand that if one part has suffers, then most times we actually unconsciously hold our jobs to ransom, which may not be the case. It's just
True.
unfortunate that, but thank God for this conference. Now we know that this can be done this way, and I know that I can be what I want to
You
be,
can anything,
just like Sefe has
anything.
said, it can be anything you want to be,
I
like a
can be a
teacher.
millionaire and come down from my limo and enter my classroom. It doesn't make me any less a teacher, for crying
It
out loud.
doesn't make you less
Excuse
of a
me.
teacher.
And
And I
then I
think
decide that,
most teachers should
yeah,
just take it out of their head that as a teacher you have to look the way you look. No, I don't think, because I work with someone who loves to dress up very well. She comes with a
yeah,
nice wig and everything. She dresses very well to work, and then she encourages us to dress really well and all that. So I don't think,
be
I think
anything you want to.
okay now.
Let them call you fashionista teacher, anything.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Let me call it fashion. That's. I think the name would be nice because okay, if they're calling you fashionista teacher and then the parents passes by and like, who is this fashion? They want to know who you are, and then you're good at your job and going to be amazing. You dress well and you're very good at your job. So it's
Yeah.
going to take you
Very
places.
good at your job. Exactly. You're a professional. That's the key word for me. You are a professional. You're a professional. Yvonne said something. She said, I'm going to draw a mind map using the Maslow's theory this year on how to get to the peak. You got it, Yvonne. Well done. Ade Dayo says, I now understand when TK, I'm guessing that's Topase, tells me I don't look like my problems. I need to step it up. Great, great. So it is, you don't have to look like your problems.
Like your
Be a
problems.
professional. See, for me, I had a thing. Let me be very honest with you. For the longest time, I'm not the biggest person or the best person fashion wise. I'm not that person, oh, colors. I need help in that area, serious help, makeup, everything. I'm trying, but I'm not yet there. However, if I'm talking to a parent, say, listen, I know my onions. See, my content is there because tomorrow, if I don't know something, oh my God, I look for everything to teach me that thing. So be a professional, content on point, appearance on point, speaking on point. Polish up your accent, be a professional, polish up every part, your classroom management intact. Your children should be able to testify that you can do this. So we'll be wrapping up. So Tokwa, thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you
sorry, before
everybody
I
for
leave,
joining. Yeah.
one thing that stood out for me was when you said educators do not really need to fight each other, you have to collaborate. A lot
Oh
of
yeah.
times you have that is one main issue. Some people don't like opening up because of maybe comments that might come up from. But then if there's one thing I've learned from where I work, it's teamwork. Is one good thing about who I work with. She's very big on teamwork. You have to do things together. You can't do it on your own. So I think
Yes.
that as educators, I think it's a skill. It's not something we are given to as we're born. It's something you have to learn, and it's going to help a lot of us. It's going to take a lot of stress from you. Just like Mrs. Kosi said, you're going to have an accountability group that will make the work easier, and you're going to learn more. All right. So before we go, we're going to go on water break for Mrs. Kosi has taken most of our time, but then we'll pardon her. All right. So
Sorry.
we're going
I nearly removed you there for a minute. Sorry. I'm
no
trying to
problem. So
remove
we're going to go
myself.
on water break and we'll be back here by 11, but we should be back here by 10:58 so that we'll all just get together. And remember, all the links have been sent. So please, you are not using this same link to join. There's another link for the next facilitator, which is Ronke. Mrs. Ronke Adeni Ronke Posh, going to be an amazing class. Do not miss. And those of you that have not picked up your jotters to write down, Mrs. Kosi is always big on journaling. Because you can't keep everything in your head. You will always forget. So get your jotters and drink water and be ready for the next class. So we'll see you in a bit. Bye, guys. And remember, you're not using this link. The next link is there. Please use the next link to join. This link is just for this opening session. The next link for the next facilitator, that's what you use to join. Okay, guys? See you in a bit. Bye.